It's pretty common for me to read either a hardback and a paperback at the same time, because I don't want to take a nice hardback to the tub, or if it's really thick, I don't want to pack it around to work. And also, I read a combo of nonfiction and fiction at the same time. Usually they don't have anything to do with each other, but some of the last 2025 books that I read were on the same topic. So The Terror from Dan Simmons is historical fiction horror. This happened to be at my work book exchange, and it's fictionalization of what could have happened to the Franklin expedition. For those not familiar with that, Franklin expedition, I want to say, 1845 around. They were still seeking the Northwest Passage between Greenland and Canada, and then along the north of Canada in the Arctic. Their plan was to come out in the Bering Sea and by Alaska. But although it was expected to take a few 2-3 years, when they didn't show up, they started sending search parties, and the final fate, I mean, other than death, what happened in the last period of all the crew members' lives, I want to say about 150 between two ships. So one of the ships was named the Terror, which is also a great name for a book. The other one was the Erebus, I believe is how it's Erebus. So I started on that, and a little bit in, no, I gotta take that back. So I had not started the Terror, but I had it. I had it here to read. And then at the Little Free Library, I know somebody here in town reads the same way I do, because there was a book on Greenland, a modern book, more environmentally related, and they also had Finding Franklin. By the author Russell A. Potter. Now, this is a Canadian author who's also a Franklin researcher. So getting the Franklin bug is pretty common. It's one of the classic explorer mysteries, sort of like Percy Fawcett down in the Amazon, the Lost City of Z, so forth. Just unanswered mysteries that still hook people, especially in the internet age, where it's easier to correlate info. Anyhow, so The Terror was written in 2007. This was written in 2014, and what prompted this book is the Canadian Discovery expedition spent years and years, and finally found the sunken ship, the Erebus, not the Terror, but the other one. So they things are still inconclusive as to what happened to the men of the expedition, and some of that's speculated in the Terror, which is pretty fascinating. What was getting me is reading the same names in both books, and my stony old memory, I was getting confused what was fictional and what they actually got from the physical evidence discovered. So he goes on he starts with the early Franklin researchers who were still looking for survivors. I guess Franklin's young wife was a real force of nature who instigated searches. She was pulling strings at the highest levels and got a ton of searches. I mean, anyhow, it was a great interweaving of of modern nonfiction, and searching for the people who you got to see some of the personalities in the fictional. And I'm looking forward to reading more of Dan Simmons. I guess Hyperion series is what he's really known for. He's got a whole page full of credits. Anyhow, if you're at all interested in in the Franklin expedition, there's other great books out there too, but these two together was a great coincidence, and now I recommend it to you. So keep reading.